Hey DJ Liz, I found a piece online. It's called Fly Me to the Moon. It's a jazz arrangement by a very famous YouTuber, pianist, jazz pianist called Jacob Collar.
Ah, I see. Okay, shall we listen to the piece? Does it sound interesting or not? Interesting? Yes. But as a classical pianist, sometimes we find it's difficult, right? Because they don't follow exactly from the score, no doubt it's very notated. So what is important for us is actually analysis. We try to translate this to the chords that we understand. Okay, so in book 4, we have learned the chart, right? Okay, from the major and the minor sound. Okay, let's try to figure out all the chords here. So we mark in the score. It's important for us to listen through, then you analyze. So basically that after we listen through here, this is a section A, right? A until here, and this is a repetition of section. Yeah, so I put A prime until this part. Okay, until here. And of course there are some minor changes lah. Okay, most importantly now, after we understand the patterns, it's important for us to zoom in to the individual chords. Okay, so as you see, there's a lot of 9th, 11, 9th, 11, or like even like 2 chords that you see why you got E flat and then D flat chords. So shall we go into the chords and analysis? Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. You say it's a B flat minor 9. Yeah, B flat minor 9. Shall we take a look? Because for classical chords, even like grade 8, we don't learn B flat minor 9, right? We only learn the diminished 7, so which is all notated here, as well as the dominant 7. As for the dominant 7 here, we have different inversion. In grade 8, you only require to learn dominant 7 in root position, but down here we have root position, first inversion, second inversion, and the third inversion. Okay, so is there any added chord that you never learned? You just add on the 7th chord to it. It's based on understanding. Okay, take a look at the first one. The key is C major, no? Right, C major. But take a look at the chords. What chords we play? Okay, C major. We take a lot, like for example, C major chords. Okay, we just take this C major chord for example first. You play chord 1, C chord, chord 1, chord D minor, chord 2, E minor, chord 3, then chord 4, major, yeah, 5 7, 5 7, A minor is chord 6. Then this is B, B diminished, B diminished, like that. Correct. How about now we add the 7th? That means this is a C7th. But this is not a dominant 7, so this is a C7th, yeah. Then a D minor 7th, E minor 7th, add on the 7th, G 7th here, the A minor 7th, and B 7th. Okay? And then of course when we learn they are half diminished, full diminished or half diminished. Then as we analyze, we learn again. Is that okay? So you take a look at B flat minor 9, the first one. B flat minor. So play the B flat minor. Where is B flat minor? Okay, let's turn to the minor key. So this is B flat minor. Just play the B flat minor first. Yeah, so you see, this is our B flat minor. Right? Added a 9 here. This is a B flat 9. 7th. Yeah, this is a 7th. Yeah, then we added a 9th. Correct. Oh, I'm sorry, I say 9. This is a 5, then this is 7 note, and this is a 9 note. Yes. So B flat, then 7th, then 9. Right, good. So when we think of 9th, right, actually you're thinking of adding the 2nd note from the degree. For example, B flat key, right? Which is the 2nd degree? C. So you're adding a C on top of it. Yes, correct. So it's this is the tonic, and then you add on the 7th. Then you think of 9 is actually adding the 2nd note. Yes. Okay. So same thing. So this is A minor. So it's the A minor. Is A minor? A minor is here, right? AM. Okay, with 7th is 7, right? Adding a 9th, that means you add a B note. So your B is at the top, correct? So the B is at the top. Okay, so just play this B flat 9. Good, and then the A minor 9. Very nice. Then play a few times till this sound sink in. Okay, ready? Bum, bum. Very nice. Again, bum, bum. Okay, then followed by bum, bum, bum. This is E flat. E flat, and then with a sharpened 11. Sounds very chim, right? Sounds very chim. Yeah, correct. Sounds very chim. Okay, let's figure out what is the chim things. Okay, E flat. Then we talk about E flat. Take a look about E flat major first, shall we? We take a look at E flat major. So E flat major. E flat major. Yeah, this is a chord. Can you play the E flat major? How about you added a 7th? Yeah. And then how about added a 9? Yes, a 9, 11. Yeah. So when you added 9, it means you add the second note, right? When you added 11, that means you add the fourth note. You add the fourth note. So E flat, your count of fourth is actually an A flat. And here the notation is written here as A natural. That means it's a raise of it. That's why they put sharpen 11. Yeah, sharpen 11. You understand? Sounds a little bit augmented, isn't it? It sounds augmented. Okay, right. So this is a E flat with a A sharp here. Yeah, okay, shall we play the chords here? Okay, now just play the progression from here up to here. Okay, ready, down. Okay, next is DM7. This is pretty easy. D minor. Okay, then you find D minor. There's the D minor here. Correct, okay, shall we play? Then add the 7th. Yes, correct. And down here is at the inversion. Okay, let's just see what is inversion. Bring your A to the bottom. Correct. Correct. So you're playing this one. Correct. Next one is F sharp diminished 7. And we have learned F sharp diminished 7th, right? Okay, let's take a look at the F sharp diminished 7. Down here. F sharp diminished 7. Can you play? Correct. Okay. But now playing the C at the bottom. Bring the C at the bottom. To the bottom. Correct. Okay. Then play now E flat at the bottom. Correct. So it's just a simply F sharp diminished 7 in inversion. Easy, right? Okay. So try to recognize your bottom as well. This is the top and the bottom note and the 7th note. So bass only use the bottom note and the 7th note. Okay. With the inversions on the right. Yeah. Bum bum bum. Good. Okay. Shall we play from the D minor? Ready? Down. Good. Followed by, oh, this is quite a common chord, G7. Correct. Then can you see down here is a F and the G7. Alright, so this is actually telling you F note is at the bottom. And with this is a G7 chord. Okay, can I? Next, can you see the indication of E flat? So you can take a look. This is your E flat second inversion. Your E flat second inversion. E flat major chord. Yeah. Take a look at E flat major. Here is your E flat major. Okay, E flat major. Second inversion means you bring the top to the bottom. That's right. Okay, E flat. Then you have your bass here as D flat. Yeah, that's what they mean. Okay, so this is a D flat chord, but bass has got D flat. Very good. Then how about take a look at right hand? Right hand actually is a D flat major chord, right? So take a look at D flat major. This is a root position. Yes, now you bring the top to the bottom. Yeah, can you see? This is your second inversion. Alright, second inversion. And now you have added E flat at the bottom. Yeah, you have added the E flat at the bottom. And then followed by C. Okay, now we can play G7, tong 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 tong, until C. Ready? Down. Cool. Okay, so the same thing will happen to this, so we'll go through one by one until here, until the section here. Shall we try now from the beginning? Okay, try slowly from the beginning. So must go back and practice your chord check. Slowly. Very good. And F. B diminished. E major. 7 actually is a combination of E minor and G major.
Yes.
Right, so this is a E7. And the arranger here also, it is very interesting. You use the left hand chord here as an E minor, then right hand followed by all the majors. G major, da 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 ba bam bam. So isn't it easy? Let's listen one more time to the music. Okay, try to program in the sound. Okay, listen one more time for the music. Then your hand try to play in the position. One more time. Okay, you see, as you learn, because you learn chord slowly, but you need to program. You can program your sound as soon as you hear it. You see that? So you must practice this. Your eyes, your ears, and your hands coordination. So this is a time that you have to feed your ears and your brain. Alright, then your fingers also will come in. Okay, but fingers you got to really realize slowly after you really understand the chord. So now listen to the music one more time and try to play, wiggle the fingers in the air as if you are playing. F sharp 7, E major and G, D, the A7, E flat, G, C, B flat, E, D, dum dum. Good.
Repeats.
Yes. So I guess this is very good. Alright, yeah, you can find some more pieces like that. So objective is like by next week we can play this more fluent and we analyze and we move on. Okay, great. Find this video useful? Try our full book and revolutionize your piano practice altogether. No more long hours of boring finger drill exercises, but just a carefully planned 10 minutes each day. How much more fun and effective your practice will be if you just try this book. Still not convinced? It's okay. Get your free worksheet first and see the improvement for yourself. Here is a practice video for you.